Last time, on our cross-country Mongolian road trip, we saw an entire goat get cooked in its own body.
This is a cooking style from hundreds of years ago.
Several thousand years.
Today, we're headed a few hours south to follow the lives of this country's famous horse herders. These guys raise a local breed of horse, meant for racing, for riding, but also for food.
This is horse noodle soup.
Yeah, one hell of a name, right?
Getting us to our destination in style.
Oh God!
This beautiful boxy beast.
All right, can we not die on this trip, please?
Today, Andrew and I continue our mission to live the nomad
I
life,
completely forgot I was drinking horse milk for a second.
no matter how brutal it gets.
Even my legs are starting to cramp. This is tough work, man.
It all starts here.
Oh my God!
What kind of vehicle is this, man?
Right now, we are in an old Russian Bihonka from the 1960s. I mean, we are right up on the border of Russia, not far, and they're not making a lot of cars in Mongolia.
They call this thing a loaf of bread, and it's pretty easy to see why.
It handles like a loaf of bread. Oh my God. Most of this country is not paved. If you're in the capital, about half the country's population is there. When you go deep, deep into the countryside, you might go for 6 hours on roads just like this, and you'll meet families who are living now as they lived 4 generations ago.
You can really see why the horse is still the national animal, right? It's such a practical means of travel, even to this day.
It's also food.
Right. Right?
Yeah.
All right, I guess, whatever it takes. I'm keen to experience this
Andrew, this is a weird one. We've both tried horse before in North Vietnam.
Oh, we did, but this feels different. I never saw the animal.
We didn't see the animal, and so it feels a lot different when you just have some cubes of meat. And here we're looking at some beautiful, although very short horses.
Today, we're following a family of horse herders. In true nomad fashion, they pack up and move every 6 months in pursuit of milder weather for their cattle. It's customary that they sacrifice one of their herd, storing up food in preparation for the coming frigid winter. In this home, their favorite is horse meat.
For me, I guess I feel, God, I don't know how I feel. I feel like horses fall into the category of dogs.
They've got everything. They're big, charismatic, they're beautiful, they're smart, they're super intelligent.
Right.
Even then, right, if you're gonna eat meat, and it's very much part of this culture. It has been for centuries.
Why would they change? People here are herders, they're nomads, they eat goats, sheep, cattle, and horses. Either way, I think we're just here to see what they do.
Right.
One thing I will not do is select the horse. I'm gonna leave that up to them.
Yeah, I'd feel a bit rough.
Before any of that, breakfast. Starting with this. This is a cow foot, but it'll undergo a 12-hour transformation before it hits our breakfast table. First, torch it to get rid of the hair, then remove the hard, inedible hoof, which is more or less like a giant fingernail. Cut it into pieces, then boil it for hours until the gelatin inside begins to render down. Combine that foot jelly with head meat, carrots, garlic, green onions, and seasonings, and you'll get this: a savory cow head and foot gelatin. A staple loaded with calories to keep you going during a long day of herding.
Oh, you've heard of like maybe strawberry jelly, grape jelly. How about cow jelly?
Besides the jelly, our early morning spread includes some summertime staples, fried bread or borzo. There's also arroz, a type of pressed dairy that I helped make yesterday. However, instead of compressing this dairy paste under heavy objects, they're spun into noodle shapes and dried on top of the yurt.
I prefer this format in terms of shape.
This format, like it's an MP3.
It's so rich.
It is so rich. It looks like it's gonna be solid or crunchy or something. You bite it, it's like cream cheese.
And the sourness here. Everything, any candy you've ever had, those sour candies, these things will trump it.
For you, sir, which here is your favorite breakfast item?
Iba, our local Mongolian friend, helps us connect with the man of the family, Mr. Sambu.
So he likes that the most. I like that too. Ooh, very fragile. And you can see there's herbs in here, real pieces of cow foot, some carrot. I was hoping these were potatoes. They're not. Cheers.
Open.
Definitely feel the jello.
Surprisingly balanced. The texture is what throws you off.
Those white bits, it feels like tendon, but really soft tendon. Do you ever heat this up? I like it though.
Me too.
Here's exactly what it's like. If you make a roast, that makes a bubbly kind of stock, and then you let it cool down. It's the same as eating bits.
And then you just put it on toast. And
you put it on toast.
Breakfast.
Today, we're gonna be having a food pretty common in Mongolia and not really seen almost anywhere in the country I come from, or probably where Andrew comes from too. But first, before we get to that, I wanna ask more about you. What is your job here?
Манай хүүхдээ гахгүй тэгээд мал хардсан туслаа.
He herds cow and horse.
The big five cattle being bred and raised in Mongolia include horses, camels, sheep, goats, and cows.
Why are some people doing sheep? Why are some people doing goats?
In fact, there are more horses in this country than people. The more you have, most likely, the more wealthy you are, as the horse is an animal of prestige.
But the sheep and goat, you have to follow them around to keep them in place.
Are they not as smart?
And yes,
Compared to other breeds, the native horse of Mongolia is rather small. It's a descendant of the same breed that helped this country take over half the planet during the height of the Mongol Empire.
so horse and cows freely roam around, and when that comes, they come back to the family.
Automatically,
Yeah.
on their own.
Even through today, horses in Mongolia have become a crucial part of their daily lives. People buy horses for transportation, entertainment like horse racing, but also for food.
In the USA, I would say most people would consider eating a horse like eating a dog.
You don't eat horse in America?
I don't think so. Maybe somewhere it's available, but it is certainly not common at all.
Oh, sorry.
That's strange.
That's strange.
We're both honored to be here regardless, and we're happy to enjoy any food that you may offer us today. Beyond that, we actually want to help even more. I know there's two activities in particular, Andrew. Last time I was making this, and you were helping with the manure disposal system.
Shoveling shit, Sonny.
Yeah, you were shoveling shit.
I'm feeling like a real nomad right now. This must be the essence of what it is to be a Mongolian herder. It wasn't all that fun. No. That was just shoveling shit. Well, I'm not doing that anymore. I get to choose this time.
All right, so fine. This time
Yeah.
you get to choose.
Great.
Yeah, it's up to you.
So what are we doing?
We can either milk horse or churn the horse milk.
I mean, if it was up to me, I would definitely milk a horse. That sounds way
No,
easier.
no.
I would milk the
No.
horse, but it's not up to me.
It's my choice. I'm gonna milk the horse.
You're milking the horse?
I want the easy task, all right? It's my
guess.
choice today.
I guess Andrew's milking a horse.
The Mongolian approach to raising horses may seem a little hands-off. They're not bathed or fed special foods. Rather, they graze freely, as nature here is more than capable of nourishing the herd. And magically, those horses turn green grass into white silky milk. Horse milk.
Okay, time to milk a horse. Let's get going. How do we do this? We're tying up the horse's leg. It doesn't look like it's overly down with this situation. I was told prior to starting that to be careful. Mongolian horses are very small, but they are also very dangerous. We're grabbing a second horse. We've got a foal here, which I think is trying to like simulate with the mother that it is the foal sucking on the breasts. The horses have breasts. Udders, maybe udders is the way to go. I failed horse anatomy class, guys, I'm sorry.
While Andrew is doing his dream job of milking a horse, I'm inside with a cool, refreshing alcoholic drink. This right here is called Arok. Arok is a milk-based drink. Remember yesterday when they made that milk vodka? The drink they first put into the distiller, that's basically Arok. It's a fermented milk. But what's cool about it is the way they keep it fermented and the way they make it year-round. Oh yeah, it smells cheesy. In here they have the fermented milk, but they don't just ferment it and take it out and put in a new batch and take it all out. What they do is once it's already fermented, they can just keep adding fresh milk. They stir it around, and then that also becomes the same type of fermented milk, taking on the same bacteria. It's like making a yogurt, basically. So that is why Andrew is milking a horse right now.
Oh, I can see the milk just gushing out. That's wild. It's time to get my hands dirty. Let me have a go. Oh my God, I can't believe this is working. Oh, it didn't really work. I don't know whether I have to alternate or crank them both at the same time. Kind of gooey. This is not the kind of butter that I'm used to. It's warm. It's not really sticky. It's definitely well lubricated. Oh, even my legs are starting to cramp. This is tough work, man.
So that's why it is so important that we have Andrew milk a horse. Otherwise, how could I get a buzz inside? Luckily, I actually have my own horse milk right here. Normally, they would take the fresh milk, put it in here, and stir it. The only problem is I don't want to dilute my already fermented milk. What I'm gonna do is put this spoon in there and give it a little bit of a taste. It's not super strong, maybe 2-3%. It is gonna take a while to get intoxicated, but only if you're not committed. Oh, I completely forgot I was drinking horse milk for a second. It tastes good. It tastes fermented, but not like sour and unbearable. It's a little bit sweet. Horse milk. Why don't we drink that in Minnesota, guys?
I'm sort of massaging down, letting the nipple fill, and then like pressing, you know? Oh, I'm getting whipped by this tail. Well guys, we have the milk here. I may as well taste it. Oh my God, there's kind of bits in it. It's still warm. That's some pretty good horse milk, I gotta say. We got the job done. We've got some milk. Hopefully Sonny's cranking out that alcoholic beverage for us.
There we go. Oh, there's some clumps in there. That was a lot. That must have been such a relief for that horse to get that off its chest, out of its chest. Okay, this is a mixing device made of wood. Usually, the hur would be placed by the door, so anytime people are walking in or out, they can give it a little bit of a stir, and that's gonna help everything to blend together over the next few days. So that is era, and you know it's good because they're not just drinking it themselves during the summer, they actually bottle it. I know what you were thinking. Oh my God, I have to get my hands on that brand new Coca-Cola flavor. No, yes, this is Coca-Cola Arak. Give it a little bit of a shake, just like this. Don't let it separate. Pop that cap. Wait, that wasn't sealed. See, that is why you don't shake your Coca-Cola. Horse milk, it's so thick and refreshing. There are live bacteria in this bottle. It is bubbling so much. I did spill a little bit. I'm gonna lick that up. All right, let's cook that horse. When you look at your animals, when you look at a goat or a horse, do you see any difference, or are they all just livestock?
At the age of 57, Mr. Sambu is sailing toward retirement.
The livestock they're raising is the support for the family.
Another way to make money.
Make money.
Preparing to leave his legacy to his eldest son, Aluna, his wife and their kids will carry on this family tradition. Mongolian horses are valued for their milk, meat, and their hair. Each horse can produce up to 700 pounds of milk each summer. The milk is transformed into drinks, cheeses, even alcohol. The hair is used to make ropes, fiddle strings, and ornaments. Then there's the meat, and well, folks in Mongolia are known for not wasting any part of the animal.
We are here back at the family home where we're about to embark on the cooking of this tremendous feast. Today we're going to be cooking 4 different dishes. Since this is such a huge horse, it's a lot of meat, and there's basically almost no refrigeration out here. There's a way in which people here preserve the meat. So one of the first dishes we're going to be focusing on is known as Schultz.
Schultz. It isn't really a dish in itself. Rather, it's a way of preserving horse meat so it can be used weeks and months into the future. The meat is cubed and cooked with large quantities of salt, helping to draw out a majority of the liquid inside, making it dry and invulnerable to bacteria. When it's done, they jar it up. When they want to use it, it serves as both protein and seasoning. Here, let me show you. You're about to discover horse noodle soup. But first, we're gonna need some noodles. Here they're made from scratch, using simple wheat flour and salt water. Roll it out into sheets, then let it rest under the sun. Once more solid, slice each sheet down into noodles. The noodles are combined with the salty Schultz. Add a bit of broth, and there you have it. My first taste of horse in Mongolia.
Hey, say Andrew.
Hello, sir.
I haven't seen you for a minute. How was the horse milking?
It wasn't great.
Yeah?
Mongolian horses are kind of mean, man.
Yeah.
I thought these would be like domesticated animals.
Oh no, they're notoriously aggressive. You didn't know that?
That's because I thought you wanted to do it. How was your yogurt thing?
Ah, it's tough. A lot of mixing.
Really?
A lot of mixing. Yeah, it was tough. Anyways, this is a dish called Schultz, and this is a preserved meat.
Kind of a good idea. And I mean, it's such a big animal. Makes sense, you're gonna have to preserve it somehow out here.
Exactly. So I figure we should try this first, even though they don't usually eat it like this. You know, it's very salty,
yeah,
but it's not like puckering my mouth or anything.
Chewy, man.
So that protein bouillon cube was used to make this dish. This is horse noodle soup.
One hell of a name, right?
They took that protein bouillon cube, they made a soup base, and then they made their own noodles and added that in there. Those noodles are great.
Yeah, the noodles is really good. Buttery smooth.
Yeah, noodles are really satisfying. Super fatty, very salty still. I can't stop.
It's really good.
I really enjoy it.
This is great. I would eat this every day of the week.
Dude, how wild is life?
Yeah.
Eating horse noodles with the most beautiful backdrop I've seen in a long time.
I can honestly see why these people would never move to the city. It's like, why would you change this?
You leave the capital and 20 minutes later, it's like this.
You're right, and there's not even any paved road.
Yeah.
Cooking is underway for our final equestrian experience. First, white sausage, a food which mysteriously incorporates blood, yet manages to turn out white in the end. Here's how they do it. After the horse dispatch earlier in the day, the blood was collected in a small tub and stirred continuously. As time passes, the red blood cells separate from the remaining liquid. When you remove this clump of red matter, what remains is plasma. They season the plasma with onions, garlic, and salt, then pour this mixture inside the horse intestine. Tie it off, then cook it. Even better, the fuel source for today's cooking, horse dung. Other horse meat and offcuts are placed in the cooking vessel along with the sausage, then boiled until they're cooked through.
We have the ingredients for 3 different dishes. When everything is done cooking in about an hour, all the meat is gonna come out and that's gonna be eaten alone. But then this broth is still gonna be used and mixed with another ingredient, the curd. This is technically 3 different parts of 3 different recipes, all boiling together in one togol, one big giant steel pot. Smells are interesting, I can tell you that. I mean, yes, there's nice pieces of horse rib, but there's also some pretty gamey intestine in there too. It's gonna be pretty fascinating to see how those flavors bleed into each other. We're gonna close that up, let that boil a little bit more, and then check on it when it's finally done.
In Mongolia, horse meat is eaten most during winter, as it's believed to keep you warm throughout the day. Since horses don't suffer as many diseases compared to other livestock, folks here believe horse meat and milk are the most healthy, clean option, making this a premium product. But it's never good to get high on your own horse supply, so slaughters like today only take place on occasion.
This is the typical way of cooking.
Okay, if I'm honest, it's very gamey smelling.
It's kind of overwhelming.
Let's talk about everything that's here. There's the meat. This was also boiling with the meat. That is the intestine with the blood sausage inside. And then this is the stock that the horse was in while it was boiling, then mixed with a little bit of curd. And I think we should try this first.
Dude, I think that's like the definition of gamey.
Wow.
How are you just sucking that down like that?
I think for some cultures, they like the more gamey, intense flavors, and then some cultures use different seasonings and washing techniques to completely make it neutral. And so I wouldn't say this has a clean taste.
Like a sweaty horse smell.
It's like if a horse had a jock strap. I don't hate it.
Oh, I can't.
Let's move on. All right, I'm glad you're being honest. So this is such a unique sausage because they kind of like clarify the blood before putting it in the intestine.
That is not what I thought it would
No
look like.
way.
It is white, right?
That's so cool. They told me the blood would turn white. I did not believe them because it didn't make sense to me. And now it looks like an omelet or like a piece of tofu.
Like a sushi roll.
That is a thick sausage casing.
Oh my God.
Dude, that blood tastes like an omelet.
Yeah, 100%.
It tastes like eggs. I've gone to so many countries now. I just love being blown away by new techniques here. You guys are doing something completely different, taking out that clumpy stuff, throwing that away.
Whatever they took out was all of that irony rich flavor.
All that part that gives you that minerally flavor,
Yeah.
gone. That casing though is so thick.
Dude, I'm still going.
I want to try these ribs. Look at this. This is a fat horse rib, bubbling and boiling. You can rip the meat off the bone. Not exactly cooked slow and low. Very chewy. Here we've got some liver. Andrew, please.
Yeah. Oh, that's where it's at.
That one?
That's smooth, that's creamy, that's way less gamey.
Powerful stuff. Like, I just need a powerful drink to go with it.
Well, hell, if it wasn't for the dairy, you'd be in great shape in Mongolia. You can't eat that much of this food.
It's very filling. It's so rich. You don't need a lot of it. I mean, this could feed 20 people right here.
Easily.
Everything we've seen today, it reminds me of some of the history of Mongolia that we've talked about already. And obviously the most notable figures in Mongolian history would be Genghis Khan.
Yes.
Mongolia used to be the world's largest empire under the rule of Genghis Khan about 800 years ago.
I didn't know how people in Mongolia perceived him. And when I landed here, I saw quickly that he's kind of a hero to the country. I mean, the airport is named after him.
Of course.
He created and implemented a myriad of strategies that propelled the Mongol army forward, expanding his empire. But one of his military's most useful tools, without a doubt, was the Mongolian horse and its skilled riders.
Consider it, he's technically responsible for the deaths of like 40 million people. What makes him such a hero to this nation, to the people here?
He wanted peace. He's very honored to be born as Mongolian, to live in such beautiful land that Genghis Khan, left for the next generations.
Right, I mean, without him, would there be a Mongolia?
It would be different, of course. He united us.
What about the 40 million people?
Those people were attacking him.
Understood.
He actually offered peace to them. Those guys refused, and then they attacked.
Ah, I see. Being out here today with you guys, seeing the way you live, it seems like it's so similar to how it must have been even 1,000 years ago. What I like about this so far in Mongolia is that so much of the world is in a hurry to catch up to modernization. And certainly there's that element here too, especially in the capital. But I think, 40 years from now, every city is going to look the same, have the same grid pattern, high rises, apartments. It's going to be harder and harder to come to places like this where people are living as they lived generations ago.
Why change when you really don't need to? It's a really nice lifestyle.
Completely agree. How about Genghis Khan? Best Ever Food Review Show is a small team of independent creators, and everything we do here works because of you guys. Click the link in our description to join our Patreon and receive exclusive benefits. A peace. This yurt is gonna ruin my lower back. I'm leaning over the whole time.
I'm really starting to You know, I really am starting to cramp. Sorry, bro. Oh, one sec.
In the tawa,
Togo. Yeah.
in the pan. So what is that guy?
Fly.
Oh, okay. I keep doing like this. And you know it's good because right here behind me. Uh-oh, that's not where that spoon goes. Why did I do that? Oh no. You're never supposed to go this deep into the pouch. Uh-oh, I thought she wasn't watching me. She's absolutely watching me. It's like, she doesn't care. She cares a lot. Guys, that is the end of the video. I want to say a huge thank you to these two gentlemen right here, Eva and Javka, two members of Artker, the YouTube channel putting out very unique, original content about cuisine and culture here in Mongolia. Please check out their channel right here. It is all Mongolian content, but in English. You can go, enjoy, see their deep dives into every corner of this country. And if you want to go on a tour when you're here in Mongolia, check out their website. It's also in my description, in the description box down below. Click the link and see where it takes you. It might take you here. You do not have to eat horse. Guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace. All right. How about a pony?